Hello, welcome to the Long Island Weather Update. Kind of a gray, cloudy day today, a little bit of sun, and you can see all the clouds that are over us as we're dealing with another system and another chance of rain. However, there's some encouragement here that this front is actually going to make it a little further to the east, and thus we will not get the soak, or at least not in Nassau and points west. Maybe more of an east end problem. At least we got to look at the latest models and figure that out for you. But first, let's go to our climate statistics for today. Islip at a high of 49, a low of 36, right around normal for the day. Central Park, just briefly, right around normal too, with a high of 53 and a low of 39. Across our area, you can already see some coastal flood advisories in effect still due to that easterly flow. We got 41 degrees, east-northeast wind. So far, no drizzle yet, but there is drizzle occurring further east. You can see they've got mist being reported at Block Island, so we may have to start dealing with that, unfortunately, that sucky drizzle, which I hate so much. Generally low to mid 40s across our area, so probably wasn't that warm today. High temperatures only around 50, even in New Jersey. Lows, mid 30s, generally speaking, so right around average for this time of the year. We had a little bit of sun, but more or less a cloudy, dreary, kind of gray day across the area. So let's go and look at the radar for you and show you what we have. Not a whole lot going on, but there could be some drizzle again over the Cape, and maybe that's going to start working its way in from the east. We've got a few showers over Pennsylvania. Not really a lot of moisture here to look at, which is encouraging. So let's go to the models now and show you the GFS at 18Z, and you'll see it's kind of shifting the heavier stuff further to the east now. You see that, and then high pressure builds in after that. So we're going to be covering the weather through Thursday night in this weather update. So let's go to the latest HRRR, and we'll take a look and see what's going to happen. Now, as far as tomorrow goes, it should be dry, but again, there could be some annoying, sucky drizzle, perhaps, especially as you get toward the afternoon. And then there'll be some scattered showers as we enter into the evening hours. And then steadier rain develops on Thursday. Now, this is the HRRR, and unfortunately, the HRRR seems to have us in the rain for most of Thursday. This is the 0Z HRRR. So this is only going to go out to 0Z. The rain isn't as heavy, but it has it raining all day on Thursday. Total accumulated precip only goes out, but you see an inch plus over the east end. That's the HRRR at 0Z, and the HRRR has always been like that. So the NAM, on the other hand, is a little different, and I'm hoping the NAM, we still don't have enough of that 0Z NAM in. Unbelievable. I was hoping we would. Let's see if the 12Z is a little more in yet. That's why I kind of came on a little bit later tonight. We don't really have the 12Z right. We don't have the latest run of the NAM. But let me show you the 18Z. It was a little more encouraging, and it shifted. Look at what it did. It shifted the precipitation much further east, so we had rain in the early part of Thursday, and then it kind of shifted to the east. Now, we don't know if the new run is like that. So, again, that new run is not out yet. We don't have that new run for you. But with this kind of setup here, we would have less rainfall. You see a lot less here, maybe not even an inch of rain out of this. So the NAM, this is the 18Z NAM. Let me caution you, this is the 18Z NAM. All right, this isn't the current NAM, and we don't have the latest NAM, and we're not going to know until this is the 0Z run. And again, this is all we've got out to 0Z Thursday. That's as far as it goes on the NAM 12. So the NAM 3 is even less. So we don't really have it in yet, unfortunately, for that. But we can show you, again, we can show you the older, we can show you this run here, at least up to, so tomorrow, again, that showers moving toward the evening, but nothing really crazy. And the 18Z run, again, kind of just shifts that off to the east. You could see that. It would shift off to the east, and we wouldn't be dealing with too much rain if this scenario happens. Again, the HRRR is different. The HRRR, I think, is more like the GFS, or FV3, which is the higher resolution GFS, which has that front further to the west. And you can see, again, this is all we have on this. So we still have disagreement on where this front winds up and where, therefore, the rain will wind up. Let's go look at the ICON model as well. This is the 18Z ICON, also kind of pushing it off to the east. So the ICON, the NAM, and the Euro, I think, all trying to push it off to the east. whereas the HRRR and the GFS, the American models, are trying to keep it further to the west. So we don't have an agreement yet, and that makes this forecast very challenging. So it's going to matter because you may not have a completely rainy day on Thursday, especially in Nassau and points west. It might end later in the afternoon, and you'll have a dry evening. If the NAM and the Europeans are right, the NAM is an American model, I made a mistake there. But if the GFS or the HRRR is right, you're going to be dealing with rain all day, and it'll be a soaker on Thursday. So that's the difference we have. We still have uncertainty with that. The only model we do have fully is the 0Z run, all right, of the HRRR. And that, unfortunately, keeps the rain around right through, and it keeps it right around through, and we probably would get a lot of rain if this scenario happens because the front doesn't make it further to the east. So if we look at the dew points and wind flow as we head into tomorrow, you'll see on the HRRR we got the easterly flow here. You're going to keep us gray and gloomy with the drizzle perhaps around. And Thursday you can see the atmosphere starts to moisten up, but the winds kind of stay to the north, and that's generally a dry direction for having north winds. So that's why I'm a little. I'm really hoping this does push more off to the east. Temperatures. Will be a little. It's showing again a little bit of warmth. They may have a few peaks of sun perhaps tomorrow. Maybe, hoping maybe we see that. But the temperatures. There's not going to be a whole lot of temperature variation with the cloud cover. You can see that Thursday. Also, the temperature is not really varying very much as well. So we can look at the GFS and look at the rainfall, total rainfall on this, and see what the GFS has. And the GFS has also scaled it down. You'll notice that it's scaled it down. Not as much rain. Just the disagreement now is in the timing. So we'll see if the models swing in the other direction again. But I'm not impressed with what I'm seeing on the radar as far as the amount of rain we're seeing. So I'm a little more encouraged that we're going to have a drier solution here. I really wish we get some more of this NAM, at least to look at it a little bit. But this is as far out as we have, and this is all I could do is compare this frame to the 18Z frame, and it is a little further west. That's not a good thing. So we'll have to see what happens here. But it is a little bit further to the west. But again, we just don't have all the information. So we still don't know. Where this front is going to wind up is going to depend on how long this rain lasts and how much we get. And, I'm just going to tell you, I don't know. All right. So I think we'll have a better idea tomorrow night. Again, the runs are kind of waffling back and forth. There's no consistency. The models don't have an idea because it all depends on where that. We can look at the European AI, but this is the 18Z AI. Actually, the AI has it lingering a little more, but this is kind of a low resolution thing. Now let's see what the AI has for total accumulation rainfall. So the AI is still kind of going to that 1 to 2 inch amount, which is interesting. So it all depends on where this winds up. That's the key right there. It all depends on where it winds up. And I guess you kind of have to look at, let's go to this East Central U.S. look here, and we'll go ahead and we'll look at the NAM, 12-kilometer NAM. And I'll look at the precipitation here, and we'll see which one is lining up better to what we're seeing right now. So that's the best thing to do. So we're going to go look here. Let's see how that lines up with what we're seeing on the radar. So I'm going to go to the radar here. You see, it's not showing a whole lot here. So that actually looks fairly. Here's the cluster there over Georgia. So it looks like it's pretty close to where everything is at currently. Let's go and look at the 18Z NAM. They're fairly close. By the way, they have more precipitation developing because a low develops along this front. But you can see this is the earlier NAM, and it just pushes it out. Now, the other NAM run, actually, I should look at the 12Z NAM run. So let's go look at the 12Z NAM run. See what the 12Z does with it. 12Z is a little slower. So you see them kind of waffling back and forth as to what's going to happen here. And, we just don't know. So the potential for a soaker still exists on Thursday. But without more of that 0Z runner, we got a few more frames here. This is now going out to 21Z. It's still having the heavier rain kind of off to the east, but it could still linger and make for a wet Thursday. So I know the Mets home opener is on Thursday, and if we can't push this rain east, it's probably going to have to get rescheduled. I wish this just damn front would just, you can't get a normal front. It always has to hang up and form a low along it. That's been the whole thing this season, and this seems to be the trend. So, I don't think it's not going to be as bad as what we dealt with on Saturday, but it could still be a rainy day. The potential for a rainy day still exists for Thursday. That's the way I'm looking at it right now. Can we do FGen on here? We can do FGen. Okay, let's go ahead and look at FGen for a minute as well. This is another tool we can use, but again, we don't really have far enough out. You can see the most impressive FGen is off to the south, so we're going to have to see how this turns out. I don't know, but that Thursday is our day that we're going to deal with some wet weather, I think. It just depends on, it's just a matter of timing at this point. So I'll go to the GFS, to the dew points and wind flow, and just show you what happens once this comes through. The northwest winds take over. We've got a northwest flow on Friday, and temperatures are right around normal, maybe a little bit above normal, but the sun should return. You'll see, especially if you're in Jersey, the sun should return. But as far as Thursday goes, that's your wet weather day. Tomorrow, I think the latter half is when we're going to be dealing with more of the wet weather. Though the NAM shows some breaks here, so we'll have to see. We may get a few breaks at certain times of the day. So tomorrow won't be a washout. More rain chances toward the evening. It's Thursday that we're really going to have to deal with those rain chances. Can look at the GFS and look at one more parameter, and that's the 700 to 300 relative humidity. And this kind of shows, we're not really, that's where you see how it moves over us on Thursday. So it keeps it over us, and then we get into the drier air. So we're going to have to just keep an eye on this. All right? I can't tell you what's going to happen. It's all about timing right now. But there's going to be wet weather Thursday. It's just a matter of when and where it is. And right now, we still have such variation in the models. We don't have an agreement, and that makes things very tough to forecast. So with that, I kind of leave it open-ended. Anyway, thank you for watching, and have a good night.